Hi, these comments are for MM. I am Michael from OTC.com or OnlineTOEFLCourse.com, I should say. And you're one of my TOEFL Speaking Boot Camp course students. Wah! And I graded and scored your pretest, I think, yesterday or the day before. And now you're starting with your speaking practice. I can tell you are serious. And I suggest that you take notes. Every time you do a practice test, when you get feedback, take down some notes. Let's see how you're doing here. Okay, so first of all, I have the independent speaking rubrics in front of me. Okay, I have that. And then I need to get your speaking practice test. Okay, so I have the practice test. I'm getting ready to listen to it right now. And let's see how you did. Okay, here we go.
Personally speaking, if I have enough money, I will pay for a house for two reasons. The first, because I will feel more comfortable when I have a safe house for me and my kids. For example, when I back to home from work, I feel so...
Now, let me get some context here. Hold on a minute. I forgot about this. Okay, so you said in the email, this is my first practice test in independent speaking. Please listen, evaluate, grade my response. I appreciate your help. The last is, you have enough money to purchase either a stock or a house. Which would you choose to buy? Give reasons to explain your response. Okay, I got it. And you might restate the question slightly. Say, if I have a choice to buy either stock or house, I will definitely buy a home. You might say something like that. And that kind of restates part of the speaking prompt. Okay, let's go back, listen to it one more time.
Personally speaking, if I have enough money, I will pay for a house for two reasons. The first, because I will feel more comfortable when I have a safe house for me and my kids. For example, when I back to home from work, I feel so blessed every time because I have this safe place to sleep in. The second reason is because in the future this house may become more expensive, so I can sell it and buy different one for different and bigger one. Personally,
No, you got pacing. So you're trying to come up with the words, right? You're trying to come up with what you want to say, but you have those pauses and those hesitations in there. So I'm going to put you at 2.5 to 3. I'm going to say 21 to 22 points out of 30 on the practice test, right? I think that's where you are right now. So this is a tough problem. You need a little bit better. It's called, it says well-paced flow, fluid expression. You need better fluid expression. That's going to help you score higher. And that comes by speaking a lot of English. We know if you've been speaking English or not, right? When I do a placement test at Cal State San Bernardino, I can tell which students have had regular contact with speaking English and which ones have not. It's very evident when we interview them. And I think that you need more speaking practice. You need to talk to native speakers more. That's going to be very helpful. Okay, let's listen to your response one more time. I'm going to kind of go bit by bit and tell you any problems I see. And this is where you take notes because I may be recommending certain lessons I want you to focus on.
If I have enough money, I will pay for a house for two reasons.
Now, instead of saying for two reasons, just say, buying a house, just say instead of buying stock, I'll buy a house because it's safer and it appreciates in value over time. What if you said that? Then say, first of all, houses provide safe havens for their dwellers or something. Then give an example. But when you give the example, talk about how houses have doors, the doors are locked, there's windows, the windows lock, and you can even use a security system to make the home even safer for your children, right? So you probably need to get a little more specific when it comes to those details.
First, because I will feel more comfortable when I have a safe house for me and my kids. For example, when I back
So saying I would feel more comfortable, just say, first of all, buying a house provides a safe haven for me and my family. Make that assertion. Instead of saying I feel comfortable, blah, 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 make an assertion there. And then support that with specific examples.
home from work, I feel so blessed every time because I have this safe place.
But you're still talking in the general sense. You started talking about safe, you're still talking about safe, right? But you have main, support, detail. If you talk about safe as a reason, then you need to illustrate safe by talking about security systems, locking windows, locking doors, cameras, whatever you think works, but illustrate why it's safe through specific detail. You can do that.
To sleeping. The second reason is because in the future this house may become more expensive, so I can sell it and buy different one.
So say secondly, homes typically in a thriving economy appreciate in value over time. Say, for example, my friend purchased a home in Boston about 5 years ago for $250,000. He told me that today his home is now worth over $700,000. So if he sold his home today, he could probably make about $400,000 or more just because of the appreciation of the home. That's the example. What did I do? I just made it up. Is it true? No. But can you use it? Why not? Be creative. Imagine. Imagine what you can say when you provide the details. Try to come up with some more specific ideas there.
For different and bigger one.
No, no, and more no. Okay, so I think here, I think a lot of what your problem is, it's 3 says development is somewhat limited, usually lacks elaboration or specificity. And then in the 2 area, it says mostly basic ideas are expressed with limited elaboration, details, and support. So I think that's probably pretty true. I'm going to say 21 to 21 points out of 30. So what do? I think for your elaboration, it's tough. I mean, if you have trouble trying to do 2 reasons in 45 seconds, then your strategy might be is to just give 1 reason. Say, if I have to choose between stocks and homes, I'll purchase a home because it appreciates in value over time more than what stocks do. And then you can just talk about homes and how they're good investments and give examples to illustrate that idea. And as long as you continuously talk for about 45 seconds, you should be in pretty good shape. But the other problem you have is the delivery. But let's tackle the one thing, though, with elaboration. I want you to take a look at, if you go over to my website, let me see here, the 7-step system, right? You now have access to all these lessons. Okay, so let's go to the speaking section. Notice how you can see them here also. Like if I click on this, and then it takes me to all the speaking lessons, or I can just go down. I'm going to just suggest a lesson I think might be good for you. So I'm going to the very end. It's hard to see this whole thing. We can see it here. Okay, this is better. Okay. Okay, so I think this is a good lesson for you under step 7, right? So master lesson, independent speaking strategies. I want you to go over that. Now, as you go into it, as you look at the different support points, I want you to pay attention to those paragraphs to see the kind of specificity I'm looking for, because you're not giving that to me right now, right? So that's why you want to study this lesson. You can also get some ideas on how you can organize your ideas a little bit more closely. So I think that's good. I think eventually you now know from the pretest that you took, you know specific lessons that you can study to improve your intelligibility, right? Now, based on this speaking practice test, when you get some time, I think these 4 lessons are also important. This is under step 2. Speak clearly lesson number 41, 42, 43, and 44. I think those lessons will be important also. All right, so I think if you take a look at that speaking lesson that I was talking about, and then take a look at that pronunciation lesson on thought groups and blending to help you a little bit with your pacing. And I know and you know you're not going to do all this stuff in 1 week or maybe not even 1 month. A lot of speaking, remember that you've developed some bad habits, right? Probably over maybe even years. So it takes some time to redo your thinking when it comes to how to speak, how to present ideas, how to develop, how to organize those things. I think it'll take some time, but we can do this. And there you go. That's my feedback on your very first speaking practice test in my TOEFL Speaking Boot Camp course. So now you know A, your score is 21 to 22 points. B, you now know specific lessons in my online course that you can study in order to improve your speaking proficiency. And that is how it goes, right? You do a practice test, I give you a score, I provide feedback, I make recommendations, you follow those, you do some practice, you come back and post another one. And there we go, over and over and over. And soon enough, you'll send me an email, hey Michael, I got 28 points on the speaking section, thank you. And then I'm happy. And you're happy, and everybody's happy. There you go. And Happy New Year to you and also to your family. Hope you guys have a better year than this one. Anything's better than this, right? It's got to be. All right, bye-bye.